So I'm joined here by Paul Wiseman, president of Trafalgar Tours. Paul, welcome to TravelMole.tv.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
So tell us a little bit about what is new and different at Trafalgar.
Well, one of the big things we have happening at Trafalgar at the present time is the rollout of our new ePartners program. ePartners is a concept where we've taken our reservations platform, merged it together with the CRM platform that's provided by Microsoft. And what that enables us to do is to better track the life cycle of a customer and to integrate the customer experience with the travel agent experience. So to give you a practical example, when a booking is made with us, we merge the customer details with the agent details. The client receives a thank you letter, some value-added information to make their experience better. Prior to travelling, they get another communication from us that's all automated, which is hints and tips for travel, how to enjoy your tour more, and so forth. Then in the process of that, there is a referral system built in where we're asking the client to refer other people to Trafalgar through the agent. It's all co-branded with the agent. Every piece of communication is automatically done on behalf of the agent and us. When the client returns home, they get a thank you letter and again another request for any referral, because our information shows that when clients are just back from their tour, it's the right time to communicate with them, and they're all excited about their travel and they want to travel again, and we offer them an encouragement to make another booking for themselves or to bring a friend, again all through the agent. Then if that customer ever orders a brochure from us ever again on the website, let's say they've been to Europe and now they want to go to Canada, say, and they come onto our website and they order a brochure, our system matches that up and sends the lead to the travel agent to say your client who travelled with us on the Italian tour is now ordering a brochure for Canada. Why don't you follow them up and try and get a booking out of it? So the objective is to integrate the customer experience and the agent experience much closer together. And a whole series of things just happen automatically for the agent. The agent doesn't have to do anything because the system does it for us. Included in that is the information from the tour. So every time a customer travels with us, they fill in the tour questionnaire, and we ask them about the experience of the tour. And we also ask them about their future travel plans. Now we're able to extract that information and send it to the agent and say, look, your couple that travelled with us to Italy have told us that they're going to go to Australia in a year's time. They're going to book 6 months in advance. Here's all the information. Put that in your diary and follow up with the client straight away. So there's a huge amount of extra information that is being given to the agent and information that's going to the customer in the agent's name that's enhancing the whole experience.
So that sounds wonderful, actually.
Yeah.
So tell us what are some of your top destinations?
So we've noticed a shift in the European destinations particularly. With Trafalgar we have many itineraries for Europe in both our first class touring program and the cost saver touring program. So Italy's always been our number one destination, and the best of Italy has always been the number one tour. But recently, this year, with the change, people are looking, I think, a little more for value destinations. So we've seen Spain and Greece come up, and in fact Spain, the Spanish Wonder Tour, has pipped Italy out of its number one place.
Wow.
And now Spain's number one and Greece's number 2 or 3 depending on the week. So, quite a change there, and I think those destinations are recognised not only for the good value in the touring program, but very good value for all the incidental expenditure, shopping and drinks and so on. Very good value destinations, and people are seeking that these days.
Do you actually get feedback from clients? I mean, do they come back and tell you what they liked, what they'd like to see improved upon?
Yeah, I mean, we have quite a formal process for that because, when you've been in business for over 60 years, the only way that you can stay current is to be constantly talking to your customers. And they've really helped us develop our touring programs from what was once just tours that specialised for first-time travellers, taking them around the icons of Europe and seeing the Eiffel Tower and the Colosseum. The customers returning again and again have helped us develop styles of touring that have gone into the regions and also gone into very specific areas of Europe, like tours that we have, like Rome and the Tuscan Highlights, where you just spend 6 nights in Montecatini in Italy. You spend 6 nights in one place and then go out from there. All of those tours were built from customer feedback. And it begins with the tour. So once they've finished the tour, they fill in the tour questionnaire that I mentioned before, and it's very comprehensive. We're with them for a long time. We can be with the client for up to 30 days, so there's a lot of interaction between the tour director and the clients, and we're very careful about getting the information at the end of the tour and looking at all of their experiences with the meals and the hotels and the sightseeing, making sure that was very high quality. So we take that information and we're always studying that. It's integrated into our CRM system now. Then when they return home, we encourage our customers to buy again with us. We automatically enrol them in the Trafalgar Travel Club, and we give them discounts on travelling again, always through the agent, never a direct push, because our focus is very agent driven. But we communicate with the clients about their future travel plans and so on. And we also, as past passengers, we market to them regularly, launching our new programs and so on. And again, always with the agent in mind. We're not a direct sell company. It's not what we do. All of our business comes from agents, and that's very important. But you need to constantly keep the brand and our tours and the information together with the customer, because that's very important.
So tell us briefly, any funny story or good story about a tour director somewhere on one of your tours?
Well, look, I guess the most memorable tour story that immediately comes to mind is we were contacted by a gentleman who runs an association in America of teddy bear collectors. And he wanted to go to Europe and do a tour with these people that were in the association who had this interest. And he wanted to go to the stores that sold teddy bears and the factories that made teddy bears in Europe. So our groups department, in conjunction with this organisation, created this tour, the Teddy Bear Tour of Europe, and sure enough, they all travelled to Europe, and they travelled around with the tour director going and visiting the factories and things, as well as some sort of sightseeing. And the tour director just tells hilarious stories about the teddy bear stores, and the fact that after about halfway through the tour, anyone could recognise the bus from miles away, because all these teddy bears were up in the windows and in the back seat, and all along the front of the coach in the front window were all these teddy bears, and it was kind of teddy bears on tour. So,
hey, I'd love to go on that tour. Steiff, they probably went to the Steiff factory, huh?
Absolutely.
So tell me your background. You've been with Trafalgar for a while, and
so you can probably tell I have an accent. Or I don't and you do, one of the two. But I began with my career with the Travel Corporation with Kentucky in Australia, which is our 18 to 35s brand, and then moved to Trafalgar in 1999 in Australia. So I was I was very fortunate. I kind of started at the top. I was the president of the company in Australia when I joined in 1999. And I've worked with Trafalgar since then. I moved to America to be the president of the company here, coming up 2 years ago. Prior to that, my first job in the travel industry was as a junior domestic travel consultant and brochure stamper 1 day a week in a suburban shopping centre when I was much, much younger, and I've just kind of worked my way up from there.
Travel must have gotten in your blood.
It did, yeah.
What's one of your favorite cities to visit?
Probably Paris, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are many that come to mind, but Paris just is so wonderful and dynamic. I mean, you've got modern living with virtually ancient history combined together, and you've just got a wonderful culture of people, I think, and it's just the sort of city that you can continually go back to and have very different experiences.
Oh, yeah.
And I found some places you go to, it's the same experience every time, whereas Paris is just different every time. I mean,
It's exciting.
Every time I've been there, I've had a very different
Paris and
experience. London.
I love London too.
London, we have the fantastic Red Carnation hotels in London, which is part of our group, which is an amazing experience. London's the company Trafalgar was named after Trafalgar Square. The very first office was opened in, I think, 1947 in Trafalgar, or just beside Trafalgar Square, and that's where the name of the company came from. So we've always had a close connection with London, and working with the company. London's a fantastic gateway to go into from both the US and Australia. So both the markets I've worked in, I'm always going through London, and it's a marvellous city as well.
It is.
I mean, there are many more.
Oh, yeah.
Venice I love, and Vienna, and Rome. It's a long list, but if I had to narrow it down to one, I'd probably edge out London with Paris, I think.
I think I agree with you. Any mentors in your life that helped you get into the industry, or?
Yeah, look, my very first job, the 1 day a week travel consultant, junior travel consultant, I was travelling through a city in Australia, Brisbane, and looking for work, and I found this travel agency, and I walked in the door, and there was a guy with a big bushy beard and great big hair and stuff all over his desk, and a kind of empty desk at the back, and I asked him if there was any work, and he said no, go away. But I kind of just kept coming back, and in the end he said, "Are you going to stop coming in here?" And I said, "Only when you give me a job." And he said, "All right, I'll give you a job 1 day a week." And it kind of started from there. It turned out that he was a journalist from Canberra, which is the national capital of Australia, and his family was a very famous political family in Australia. And, there's a giant cricket oval named after his father and all this sort of stuff. So he was a very dynamic man who had retired from a life of journalism and politics and travel, and felt that the travel part was what he wanted to continue on with. So he opened a travel agency by himself from scratch because of his passion for travel and because of his experiences of a lifetime of travelling as a family and for the government and so on. And he was an incredible man, and I worked with him for 7 years, I think, and we had, when I left, we had 17 officers in the travel agency group, and I was his first employee, so I'd kind of risen with that, and then there've been many after that. I think everyone I've ever worked for, including the owners of this wonderful organisation, are very passionate, dynamic travel people that just love it. And it became addictive, and I'm still here.
And here you are.
And here I am, and my son's 17, and I'm thinking, well, maybe it's for him too.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much, Paul, for joining us today. We appreciate it.